Early human tools, Stone Age innovations. What if I told you the iPhone in your pocket owes its existence to a sharp piece of rock from 2.5 million years ago? It sounds unbelievable, but every modern tool, device, and technology began with early humans learning to shape stone. Today, we're diving deep into the Stone Age to uncover the ingenuity of our ancestors, the tools that literally built civilization from the ground up. From simple sharp edges to sophisticated blades, these innovations changed survival, society, and even the way humans thought. Chapter 1. The First Spark. Necessity's Invention. Imagine living in a world where survival depended entirely on your ability to interact with the environment. You have no metal, no fire-starting tools, and no manufactured goods, just your hands and what nature provides. In this world, a sharp edge could mean the difference between life and death. Early humans were keen observers. They noticed that certain stones could fracture in ways that created sharp surfaces. At first, these discoveries were likely accidental. Rock struck against another rock might break and reveal a jagged edge. But even these accidents were powerful. Suddenly, a simple flake could cut meat, scrape hides, or slice through tough plant material. This moment marks a major leap in human ingenuity. The ability to intentionally shape stone meant early humans were no longer passive consumers of nature. They became active manipulators. Each chip of flint or obsidian represented a deliberate choice, a small experiment with the world around them. The sharp edge itself transformed life. Before tools, humans had to rely on teeth, nails, or brute strength to process food or defend themselves. Now, a single flake could multiply their efficiency, allowing them to access new types of nutrition, meat, marrow, and tough plants that were previously unusable. Nutrition improved, energy increased, and survival odds grew significantly. But tools weren't just practical, they were revolutionary. They extended human capabilities beyond physical limitations. A sharp stone could make labor easier, increase hunting success, and even enhance social cooperation. Sharing tools and teaching others to make them fostered communication and the beginnings of culture. Early humans quickly realized that some stones worked better than others. Hard, fine-grained rocks like flint or chert became preferred materials. This knowledge shows intentional selection and experimentation. Humans weren't just finding rocks, they were choosing the best ones for their needs, an early sign of strategic thinking. Over generations, these small innovations accumulated. One human might strike a rock in a slightly different way, producing a sharper edge. Another might notice a particular technique that makes the tool more durable. Through observation, trial and error, and social learning, these accidental discoveries became consistent practices. The first tools also transformed interactions with other species. A simple, sharp edge allowed early humans to cut meat from carcasses left by predators, giving them access to nutrients they couldn't have obtained otherwise. They could defend against threats more effectively, hunt small animals, and manipulate materials like wood and hides to make shelters or clothing. Survival became more predictable and less reliant on raw chance. Even the act of creating tools encouraged cognitive growth. Planning, problem-solving, and spatial reasoning were all required to intentionally fracture a stone. Early humans were not just shaping rocks, they were shaping their own brains, exercising mental skills that would later support more complex innovations. In short, the first spark of human innovation was simple yet profound. From accidental flakes to carefully shaped edges, early humans turned nature into a toolmaker's workshop. These early inventions laid the foundation for everything that came after, from sophisticated stone technologies to the eventual rise of metalworking, agriculture, and civilization itself. The lesson is clear. Necessity sparked creativity, and creativity fueled survival. Long before written history, humans were thinking, experimenting, and innovating. That first sharp edge wasn't just a tool, it was the dawn of human ingenuity. Chapter 2. From Pebble to Perfection. The Oldowan Revolution. After the first sharp edges, humans began to refine their skills. This period, known as the Oldowan, marked the first widespread tool technology, dating back around 2.5 million years. It was simple, yet revolutionary. Oldowan tools were primarily made using the cornflake technique. A larger rock, or core, was struck with another stone to create sharp flakes. Each flake could then be used as a cutting tool, scraper, or implement for butchering. The core itself also served as a multi-purpose tool. What made these tools remarkable was their versatility. With just a few carefully struck flakes, early humans could process meat, break bones for marrow, and prepare plant materials. Each tool multiplied their efficiency, making everyday survival tasks faster and safer. Archaeological evidence shows that Oldowan tools were widespread. From Africa to parts of Eurasia, these implements appear consistently, suggesting that early humans recognized their value and shared knowledge across groups. The ability to replicate these tools hints at a growing understanding of patterns, cause and effect, and material properties. Oldowan tools weren't just for survival, they shaped human behavior. Hunting and scavenging became more strategic. With sharp flakes, humans could extract meat from carcasses left by predators or hunt small animals effectively. They could craft basic shelters, process hides for clothing, and prepare tools for future use. Efficiency also improved mobility. Carrying versatile tools meant humans could travel longer distances, exploiting new environments without being entirely dependent on immediate resources. The Oldowan toolkit became a portable advantage, supporting adaptation to diverse landscapes. Innovation emerged gradually. Some flakes were intentionally shaped to be sharper or more durable. Humans began selecting the best stones for their purposes, demonstrating foresight and experimentation. Each small improvement increased the effectiveness of the tools, and over generations, knowledge accumulated. Oldowan tools also hint at social learning. Making and using these tools required teaching, observation, and imitation. Younger members of a group would watch elders strike stones and replicate their techniques. This exchange of knowledge not only ensured survival, but also laid the foundation for culture and collective memory. But the most profound impact was dietary. Access to meat, marrow, and other high-energy foods fueled brain development. With more nutrients and easier access to calories, early humans could grow stronger, smarter, and more capable. The Oldowan Revolution was not just about cutting, it was about shaping human evolution. These tools were simple, yet each represented problem-solving, planning, and adaptation. They demonstrate that early humans were far from primitive. They were inventive, experimental, and responsive to challenges in ways that laid the groundwork for future innovation. In essence, the Oldowan Revolution turned accidental discoveries into a repeatable system of tool production. It expanded the possibilities of human life, from diet to mobility to social learning. These early flakes weren't just stones, they were the building blocks of civilization, setting the stage for more complex tools and technologies to come. Chapter 3: Mastering the Handaxe. Acheulean advancement. After the Oldowan tools, humans took innovation to a new level with the Acheulean Handaxe. This iconic tool emerged around 1.76 million years ago and became one of the longest-lasting technologies in human history. Used for over 1 million years, the Handaxe was more than a sharp edge. It was carefully shaped on both sides, a process called bifacial knapping. This required control, planning, and precision. Unlike simple flakes, Handaxes were symmetrical and standardized, reflecting a growing cognitive complexity among early humans. Its versatility was extraordinary. The Handaxe could chop wood, butcher animals, scrape hides, dig for roots, and even serve as a throwing tool. In some cases, it may have symbolized social status, signaling skill and experience within a group. Crafting a Handaxe required foresight. Humans had to visualize the final shape before striking the stone. This abstract thinking shows a leap in mental capability, blending creativity with problem-solving. Each Handaxe represented not just survival, but intentional design. These tools also enhanced hunting strategies. With Handaxes, early humans could process large carcasses more efficiently, access bone marrow, and prepare hides for clothing and shelter. Survival became less about brute force and more about strategic use of technology. Archaeological sites reveal how widespread Handaxes were. From Africa to Europe and Asia, their presence indicates knowledge sharing across vast distances. Humans were not isolated inventors, they were part of a growing network of shared skills and learning. Handaxes also influenced social structures. Making and using them required teaching, mentoring, and cooperation. Young members observed elders shaping stones, gradually mastering the techniques themselves. Knowledge transfer strengthened group cohesion and reinforced cultural continuity. Beyond utility, the Handaxe shows early humans were capable of aesthetic judgment. Symmetry and proportion suggest that form mattered. hinting at an appreciation for beauty alongside function. These tools were practical, yet they also carried meaning within human communities. The impact on daily life was profound. With a reliable multi-purpose tool, humans could exploit new environments, hunt more effectively, and process resources efficiently. Handaxes allowed expansion into diverse climates, supporting survival and adaptation across the globe. The Acheulean Handaxe was also a stepping stone for later innovations. By learning to manipulate stone with precision, humans gained skills that would eventually lead to more complex Middle Stone Age and Upper Paleolithic technologies. Each handaxe was a lesson in craftsmanship, planning, and human ingenuity. In essence, the handaxe marks a turning point. Early humans were no longer reactive. They were deliberate and inventive. This tool exemplifies the combination of intelligence, skill, and creativity that defines humanity. From hunting to shelter, from teaching to social signaling, the handaxe shaped early human life in countless ways. It was more than a tool, it was a symbol of mastery over nature and a testament to the enduring innovation of our ancestors. Chapter 4. Specialization and Sophistication. Middle Stone Age marvels. As humans progressed through the Stone Age, toolmaking became more sophisticated. The Middle Stone Age brought innovations that were not only practical but also reflected higher cognitive skills and abstract thinking. One of the most remarkable techniques was the Levallois method. Unlike earlier tools, which were created with simple strikes, Levallois involved carefully preparing a stone core to produce predictably shaped flakes. This required planning several steps ahead, anticipating the final tool before even making the first strike. Levallois flakes were sharper, more uniform, and more efficient than earlier tools. They could be used for cutting, scraping, or piercing, and allowed early humans to maximize resources by producing multiple tools from a single core. This efficiency shows both intelligence and environmental awareness. Hafted tools also emerged during this period. Stone points were attached to wooden shafts to create spears, arrows, and other composite tools. This combination of materials significantly increased the range, accuracy, and effectiveness of hunting implements. Humans could now strike from a distance, reducing risk while tackling larger and more dangerous prey. The Middle Stone Age also marks the earliest evidence of artistic expression and symbolism in tools. Etched patterns, personal adornments, and decorated implements suggest that humans were not only solving practical problems, they were thinking about aesthetics, identity, and communication. Tools became both functional and expressive. These innovations transformed daily life. Hunting became more strategic, with specialized tools suited to different prey and environments. Processing hides, cutting plant materials, and crafting shelters became more efficient. Humans could exploit a wider variety of resources, supporting larger groups and fostering community development. Social learning played a crucial role. Techniques like Levallois napping and hafting required careful instruction and observation. Knowledge was passed from one generation to the next, creating continuity and shared expertise. Communities became centers of experimentation and skill. Environmental adaptation remained key. Humans selected the best stones, learned the behavior of animals, and used terrain to their advantage. The combination of specialized tools and environmental knowledge allowed for greater survival and expansion into diverse landscapes. The Middle Stone Age also set the stage for technological diversification. With sharper flakes and hafted implements, humans began experimenting with bone, antler, and ivory. These materials allowed for needles, harpoons, and other specialized tools that expanded the possibilities of hunting, sewing, and crafting. In essence, this era reflects a shift from mere survival to mastery. Humans were planning, experimenting, and innovating in ways that required foresight, creativity, and collaboration. Tools were no longer just objects, they were extensions of human intelligence and social organization. The sophistication of Middle Stone Age tools demonstrates that early humans were capable of complex thought, abstract planning, and cultural expression. Their innovations not only improved survival, but also laid the groundwork for the technological and social advancements of later periods. By the end of this era, humans had transformed toolmaking into an art form, blending functionality with foresight, precision, and even aesthetics. The Middle Stone Age was a testament to human ingenuity and adaptability, proving that creativity and intelligence were as essential to survival as strength and courage. Chapter 5. The dawn of diversity. Upper Paleolithic innovation. The Upper Paleolithic period marks a dramatic leap in human toolmaking and creativity. Humans began producing specialized, efficient, and diverse tools that supported more complex lifestyles and larger populations. Blade technology became a hallmark of this era. Unlike earlier flakes, blades were long, thin, and incredibly sharp. They allowed humans to maximize raw material efficiency, producing more tools from less stone. Blades were versatile, used for cutting, scraping, piercing, and carving. Humans also expanded beyond stone. Bone, antler, and ivory were incorporated into toolmaking, giving rise to needles, harpoons, and intricate carvings. These organic tools allowed early humans to hunt more effectively, sew clothing, and craft decorative items, reflecting both practicality and creativity. The Upper Paleolithic toolkit supported larger, more permanent settlements. With efficient hunting tools and durable implements, humans could exploit resources systematically, enabling group expansion and social complexity. This period laid the groundwork for agriculture and organized communities. Art and symbolism flourished alongside technological advancement. Carvings, decorated tools, and early ornaments hint at aesthetic awareness and personal expression. Tools were no longer solely functional, they reflected identity, culture, and communication. Humans were thinking creatively while solving practical challenges. Hunting strategies also evolved. With specialized tools like spears, blades, and harpoons, humans could tackle larger prey with precision. They combined technology with environmental knowledge and cooperative strategies, demonstrating intelligence, planning, and adaptability. Survival had become an intricate balance of skill, observation, and ingenuity. Upper Paleolithic tools also show remarkable experimentation. Humans tested different materials, shapes, and methods to optimize performance. Each innovation reflected trial and error, problem solving, and forward thinking. This iterative process accelerated technological progress. Social learning remained central. Knowledge of how to produce and use these tools was shared across groups and generations. Mentorship, observation, and imitation ensured that innovations spread, enhancing survival and fostering cultural continuity. Communities became hubs of creativity and expertise. The diversity of tools also reflects ecological awareness. Humans adapted their toolkit to specific environments: blades for dense forests, harpoons for aquatic resources, and needles for cold climates. Technology became an extension of human intelligence, allowing people to thrive in a wide range of landscapes. By the end of the Upper Paleolithic, humans had transformed toolmaking into a sophisticated, multifaceted practice. Tools were no longer just aids for survival, they were symbols of human ingenuity, social organization, and cultural identity. The innovations of this era paved the way for the next stage of human civilization. Agriculture, permanent settlements, and complex societies would all build upon the lessons learned from crafting blades, needles, and harpoons. These tools were more than objects, they were stepping stones in the evolution of human thought and society. In short, the Upper Paleolithic represents the culmination of millennia of experimentation, innovation, and ingenuity. From stone flakes to intricate organic tools, humans demonstrated creativity, intelligence, and adaptability that would define our species for generations to come. The story of Stone Age tools shows us that human creativity and intelligence have always been at the heart of survival. From the first sharp flakes to complex blades and bone tools, our ancestors constantly pushed the boundaries of what was possible. If you enjoyed exploring the ingenuity of early humans, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you won't miss our next adventure into the incredible journey of human history.